What is going on, guys? Sonic and the Bean Show here. Today we are back with a brand new Jakks specific review on Wave 11 of the 2.5-inch Charmy and Burrobot figures. Pretty excited for this review and a very early release, by the way. It's only been a month since I reviewed the last wave. I remember hearing that the Charmy figure wasn't supposed to come out until the beginning of next year, but obviously that wasn't the case because we have the new figures right here in front of us. So let's go ahead and start off with their packaging. We'll actually start off with Charmy first. So here's a closer look at Charmy, man. This Charmy figure looks really good. So the packaging is, well, it's actually the modern packaging because Burrobot's actually getting the classic right here. But for Charmy, you are getting the modern Sonic picture. You got articulated written here across the ring with different languages. It is 3+, and then we can see the Charmy figure right there. We get our Sonic the Hedgehog logo, Jakks specific, and then the Charmy name right there. At the bottom, we do get, you know, your warnings and license, and then the barcode right there. At the back of the packaging, we can see the logo again along with Charmy's name. He has 7 points of articulation. We can see a very beautiful shot of the figure, and then there is the bio right there if you want to pause and read. And then come to the bottom, we can see the other figures in this set to collect. So there is the packaging for Charmy. Next up is the Burrobot. So here's the packaging for Burrobot. It's just in the classic packaging right here. So we get a picture of classic Sonic, and you know, everything else is the same thing as this one. We do get the classic Sonic the Hedgehog logo right there with the Jakks specific logo here, and then Burrobot right there, and then the bottom is your warnings and such, and then the barcode. And then come to the back of the packaging, we can see the logo again. Burrobot, the Burrobot gets 5 points of articulation. There is the bio right there if you want to pause and read right there. And then come to the bottom, we can see the same figures we've seen right there. So that is their packaging right there, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and crack these figures out of the packaging and see what these guys are all about. Alright guys, so here's the figures out of their packaging. We will take a closer look at the Charmy figure, which looks really nice, man. I do like this Charmy figure a lot better in person. I do remember me saying like I thought the arms looked a bit too thick for him, but they seem to be okay now. They actually seem a lot better. Like I said, you know, in person they look a lot better, and I do like the head sculpt. It's kind of, I don't know, he's rarely smiling a little bit. You can kind of see it in a way. I don't know. I think it's still okay. And then you can see the antennas, you know, the goggles, you know, the wings right there. You can also see like the B sort of symbol right there, and then his zipper. I mean, everything looks really good with this Charmy figure. You know, the shoes, everything looks really great, man. I think they did an amazing job with this Charmy figure, and like I said, it looks a lot better in person. You know, like I do like everything about it. I do wish he had more of like an expression though, because he kind of has like he's sort of smiling, but it's kind of blank, you know, at the same time. But let's go over his articulation. Let me just move Burrobot for a bit. But for the articulation, you do get your standard head swivel right here. The arms can move up and down. He does get a hinge to the shoulder as well. For the legs, he can kick forward about here, and then he can kick back about there. You can also do a swivel to the leg if you want. And the best thing is you can move Charmy's wings. So check that out. You can actually do some, you know, animation or whatever if you want for Charmy's wings, which is really cool. I don't think the Jazzwares Charmy could do that. I don't think he could. That is pretty cool that you can do that for the Charmy figure. It's a really amazing figure, and you know, Charmy can stand. So the Charmy figure is really great. I love everything we got going on with him. So that was Charmy right there. Now here is the Burrobot figure, which looks pretty nice. It's just that I thought like this part was yellow. I don't know why I thought Burrobot had like a yellow paint to him. I thought like this part and then this part was yellow, but I guess it was orange. I don't know, but I've always liked the eyes of Burrobot. I always thought it just looked funny, really, like the way how small the pupils are, really. And then Burrobot has like these conveyor like sort of wheels, and there are actually wheels at the bottom of this, so you can move the little guy. You can actually move Burrobot, which is really nice. So you do get some movement right there. Now for the articulation, you do get a well, you don't really get a lot of movement for the head. It only goes about here, and then, you know, like about there. You don't really get a lot of head movement. You can move the drill, so if you want, there, you know, there is a way for you to move the drill right there. It looks like I'm barely turning it, but trust me, it's the drill can actually rotate. For the arms, they move up and down, just just up about here. Well, maybe if I turn his head a little bit, I feel like it can maybe go behind, but the arms do move up and down. It seems like the torso, you can, like, I'm getting just a little bit of range to move up and then down. So you can see, for example, I'm doing this, so you don't really get a lot of range there, but you can get some movement right there. And that's pretty much that, really. That's the articulation for Burrobot. You just pretty much that. But I like the Badnik though. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I don't mind Jakks adding a lot of these Badniks. It's really cool because you can build a lot of the classic Badniks army, and it's cool to have like figures of these Badniks, because we don't really have a lot of like Badnik figures, and like you wouldn't expect these to get their own figures. So it's really cool that Jakks is doing something like this. Now that we got those out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and do some comparisons for these guys. So for your Charmy figure comparison, I have them with the Jakks Vector and SBO, and then I thought I'd add in the Jazzwares flower that came with the other Chaotix figures, so that way you guys can sort of see the size comparison of how Charmy is with the flower right there. And then for some more Chaotix, here is how they all look together. Here's another size comparison. I have them with the Jazzwares Chaotix figures, and you can actually see the height difference between these two right here. And honestly, like, even having the older Jazzwares figures, it still seems to work a little bit, like it does seem like it's still pretty scaled with the Chaotix figures, really, or I'm sorry, the Jazzwares Chaotix figures, but it does seem to work in my eye. And for a final size comparison, here is Charmy with the Chow figure, the 2.5-inch Mighty and Knuckles figure, and then I thought I'd add in the 3-inch Jazzwares Knuckles figure right there as well. Now for a comparison for Burrobot, I have it with the 2.5-inch Classic Sonic and then the 4-inch Robotnik figure. And then for a final comparison, here is Burrobot with the other Badniks. But I think that pretty much wraps up our 2-in-1 review on the Jakks specific 2.5-inch Wave 11 Charmy and Burrobot figures. Had a ton of fun with this review. It's always great building the 2.5-inch collection of Sonic figures, especially when you get a new modern and classic character in the wave. I always find that pretty nice. But these figures overall are amazing to have, and I'm really happy to add these to the collection. If you guys want to pick these up, they should be hitting your local Target stores. But thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below, and I will definitely catch you guys in the next video. Take care, my friends.